backup. So number one, you can also configure backups within your um, databases. If you go to database here, and if you go to actions, so you can turn on backups. By default, I did not go and turn on the backup. So when you are creating your instance database, RDS database instance, by default it goes with automated backup option getting enabled. So if you're enabling that, then you get um, default 1 day retention, and you can go for maximum of 35 days retention within your automated backup option. And automated backup also gives you option to copy the backup content to a different geographical region also. So those advantages are there. So you can enable automated backup. Max you can go up to 35 days retention, and you also have the option to copy the backup to a different region for your business continuity or DR requirement. So here, if you go and enable backup or turn on backups after creation, after RDS creation, so you get the option to enable it. So if you enable it, it goes for 7 days retention. Okay, so there is a small difference there. And here you can also have a scheduled maintenance, or you can go and turn on instant backup. So automatically, like it will start creating a backup immediately. Or if you have configured a maintenance window, you can also go for the next maintenance window also. So if you have configured the maintenance window, it will trigger the backup in your next maintenance window. So I can just turn on automated backup, so that it continuously take backup during the maintenance window. Or else you can just go to actions, and then you also have a snapshot. This is something which we generally take when there is a change activity that your business is performing. See, if you have major changes that are happening, generally you have to take a backup. Okay, so if it is at your instance level, but if it is a very small minor change that the application or business owner is doing, you can go and take a snapshot so that you can restore to a particular point in time. So you also have the option to go and copy the snapshot to a different region also. So that option is also there. I can just say stan RDS manage database instance 01 snap 1. So it will go and create a snapshot. So snapshot is different. Okay, backup is different. So let me just wait for this to complete. So whenever you are triggering the backup from your automated backup or from your AWS backup service, it generally leverages the snapshot technology. Okay, so either ways, it is going to take a snapshot. But if you are going and triggering a manual snapshot, it will be appearing here. But whatever automated backup or AWS based backup solution triggered backup, you will have the snapshot listed here. So you can also go and export the content in your S3 and then dump it if in case you want. But for now, let's wait for the snapshot to complete. And you can also go to AWS backup. I will also show you the options, whatever we are getting here. So in AWS backup also, you can create a centralized backup of multiple RDS instances. So here, let's do one thing. Let's put it here. So for minor changes, you can take a manual snapshot or automated snapshot in a regular routine to restore to rollback or restore to a point in time. So for quicker rollback. So here, if I just go and say, if you can create a plan, okay, so backup plan as we discussed in the backup session. So you can go and mention what time you want to take the backup, how long you want to store it, what is the retention, what is the backup frequency you want to have, whether it is every 4 hours or whatever. You can go and create a backup schedule plan, and then you can automate the backup. You can also monitor it from your AWS backup console, whether the jobs are running successful. If it is failing, you can also be alerted or notified if the backups are failing. So now let's go and directly try to see what options we get when you go and protect the RDS instances. instance as a backup. I'm just going to show you an on-demand backup. So it supports multiple stuff inclusive of your RDS option. So here I can go and choose the database instance that we created, and let us create a backup now. So it will start within 1 hour if you go and say backup now. Sorry, starts in 1 hour. Scheduled maintenance window. So you can also go and customize the backup, what time to start and when to complete. Okay, and you want to store it for how many number of days. So you can go and change the retention policy. So it supports up to 100 here. Okay, so I'm just going to put it in the warm storage. So if you want to archive it, you can also archive it later. And if you want to create a new vault, you can also create a new backup vault. Okay, so storing it in warm storage. So if you're storing it in cold or archive storage, the pricing will be cheaper. And what are the next option? We are going to create the backup vault to where you want to store the backup. So you can create a new one, or you can go with the default backup vault. So you can also create a new IAM role for service account. Backups. Okay, let me create a on-demand backup and see if it is working. So it has started the backup. So once after the backup is complete, you can copy the backup to a different geographical region, and you can also restore it in that particular location also. So copy activity is supported. You can also restore it here only in your Amazon backup console. You can also go and check it on your RDS console here. Just give me a second. Let me open this. Yeah. So let's see if the snapshot is already complete. Looks like it is already completed. Oh, it is going on. Okay. Only 1% has got completed. So generally, you should not do both the things in parallel. Whenever customer is asking us to take a snapshot, you need to go and verify whether the backups have already completed. So if you are doing multiple stuffs at the time, it might impact the performance of your system. It will try to go and lock, and it will try to take control of the writers to take the snapshot or the backup. So don't trigger it in parallel. Just verify whether things are completed before you trigger it. Yeah, completed. Good. Okay. So but again, still it is, the status is creating. So we can also check here. Hopefully it starts after the snapshot is complete, because it can start anytime within that 1 hour time. Since we are using AWS backup as a service, it is a shared orchestration console, right? It's a shared orchestration tool. So the job is created, but the backup will get started shortly. So it depends on the time, complexity, and the duration that you are trying this backup. If the backup engine is backup orchestration tool is quite busy, it will take some time to trigger it. And again, if your content is very complex and huge, it will take its own time. So you have the option to go and verify restore testing. So we already discussed these things during our backup session. So you have the option to go and do a restore drill, or you can also try and restore it completely if in case you want to. So let's give it 1 minute. Yeah, so you have a snapshot, and we'll also have a backup shortly. So this snapshot, you can also copy it to a different region, and you can also keep it in your Amazon S3 also. You can also share the snapshot with the different AWS account. If in case you want to restore in a different AWS account, if you want to do a migration from one AWS account to another account, you can also share and do it. See, you get option to restore it or copy the snapshot to a different region, but this will incur cost for your AWS account. Okay, so ensure if you want to test it, well, you can do that, but it is going to cost you because you are copying the data from one region to another region. You can also export it to an Amazon S3 bucket if in case you want to. So I'll just say stan rds db. So if you want to export all the data, the entire 20 GB, you can also do it. But if you want to export only the specific schema or a specific content within your database, you can also do that. So currently I've got only these S3 bucket. I will just choose one of them. Let me go and check that first. So they are in the same region, right? Everything is in North Virginia. Oh no, okay. So stan bucket 001, stan bucket 0001. So there is a bucket stan log. Okay, so any of these two I can choose. So this is the only one I can choose, stan bucket 000001. So if I'm choosing the other ones, it is going to be cost stan bucket 001. Okay. So you can add a prefix if in case you want to. So I can also create a new IAM role for backup or for export to S3. So no, I don't want to encrypt for now. So it want to have a KMS key. Okay, let me go and copy that from my RDS. So let's wait for this thing to complete. Okay, we don't want to do multiple different things at the time because it is again going to dump 20 GB of content into your Amazon S3. So you have to delete it immediately. Okay, so if you are leaving it for a long time, then you have to pay for even S3 storage. I think S3 storage, it gives you 5 GB of free tier, and beyond 5 GB you have to pay for it. So then it'll you'll get a bill for 15 GB. Yeah, only 5 GB is free. Okay, but if you're exporting it, it will go and accumulate 20 GB of space. Okay, let's wait for the backup. Backup is in progress. It's running. The backup job is running. Good. So the backup has started. Okay, meanwhile, if there are any questions, you guys can ask it. You can also look about the backup activities here in the backup dashboard also. It will show up shortly.
Stan, is that a dump-based backup?
Yeah, it is leveraging the dump as well as it leverages the snapshot technology if in case it is applicable.
Okay.
Let's wait and see RDS options here. So automated. See here nowadays, like you also get option to go and go for a serverless option, reserved instances to save cost. There are some additional options that are available. And as I told you earlier, you can also go and create a separate VPC and subnet here if in case you want to create it. Okay, so you have the option to change the database subnet later. If you want to segregate your workload into different subnets, you have the option to do that. Some customers, they want to have their workloads in different VPCs or different subnet. So that option is here available in your subnet group console. Yeah, so reservation, you can also do it. You can go and do a purchase the reservation for 1 year or 3 year term. So if in case you want to save some cost for your RDS, you have the option to go and do a reservation for your long commitment workloads. You can definitely go and reserve it so that you get benefit out of it. Okay, so coming back to RDS. So here, let's go and check which are the ones which supports dedicated VPC, because not all the database engine supports dedicated VPC, but here you can also create a separate VPC. Let's see which ones are allowing it. So let's go and explore it. I think most of them are supporting the platform, but they are not giving you directly. So it has got the things created in your default VPC, but you can go and change it. And here again at the bottom, so you can create additional databases here. Okay, this is the option that I was looking for from the console. So if you want to add additional databases, you can add it here. So you can also restore it from S3 if in case you want to. So you can add additional databases. So let's wait for the backup to complete. Okay, so don't create too many things in parallel. It will impact. So here, this is where you can go and specify your VPCs. You can create a new VPC if in case you want to. Okay, so this option is available at the time of creation. After you create it, you cannot change the VPCs. Okay, only you can change the subnet group within the same VPC. So if you want to create a VPC, you have to do it at the time of DB instance creation. And again, if you want to enable public access, you can enable it now. If you want to connect it from your home network or outside of your AWS EC2, you can also enable and it will assign a public IP address endpoint. As of now, if you go and look at the RDS, it was not publicly accessible, and maybe it might have got only a private IP address. And if in case you want to give a public IP address, you can give it, but no way in the production environment you should do that. Okay, generally your production database instances should have to be only available or accessible from your application servers and from maybe database administration team range of IP address. And that too, most of them, they will be connecting from the application server or from the jump server or the bastion server. So you can give access through to the public access. That option is available, and you can also use both IP version 4 and IP version 6 if in case you want to configure it in dual stack mode. That option is also available. But when you go for uh, uh, Aurora, you might get some more interesting options. So if I go to Aurora MySQL compatible or Aurora Postgres compatible. So this is generally used for migrating your workload from your Oracle or on-premises PostgreSQL. And you get this system is optimized for running RDS engine. So you get better performance, 3 times the throughput of your traditional PostgreSQL, and also you get up to 128 terabyte of SSD storage, which can be auto scaled. And based on the growth pattern, it will automatically increase the size, and you get 6-way replication if you're going for Aurora option. Okay, so this is not available. These two things are not available in your RDS engine, Postgre RDS engine. But if you're going for Aurora, Postgres compatible, so you can directly migrate your content to Aurora, export and import, or dump and import it, or you can backup and restore it, or you can use Amazon AWS database migration service to migrate it. So we will see that lab shortly. So you can also have a 6-way replication enabled if you're going for Aurora. And here you don't get the free tier. Okay, so Aurora is not available as a free tier option, but you can also go and check what are the different flavors. So Amazon definitely want to migrate as many number of existing database from your customer environment. So they give you at least 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. They are giving you n minus 4, okay, which is interesting. And you can also see that they give you an option for going serverless option here in your Aurora. Okay, so serverless means the entire database instance and the underlying workload will be managed by Amazon here. So you can also go for serverless option. Okay, so serverless option will be very powerful for the workloads which are demanding very high performance, because it is going to automatically scale. It is going to have auto scaling, and the licenses are included, and it is going to be having a range of AWS compute unit that you can assign. So you can give a range minimum to maximum, so automatically it can scale from a particular capacity range whatever you are giving. Okay, so this is serverless option is available in your Aurora. So yesterday, I think Vinesh was asking what are the benefits if you go for Aurora. So you get serverless option, and you get these benefits again. And it is only it also supports n and up to n minus 4 versions. And also you have the option to go and select the previous generation also. So sometimes customer want to have previous generation of instances. So it is available. They are giving it only in Aurora option. So and then availability, that's fine. So you can go for replica. So as I told you, you can create a replica within the same region, or you can go for different region. And the another beautiful thing is you get automated failover. Okay, so you don't have to manually configure clustering or take care of the clustering. It gives you fast failover option. So whenever there is a primary instance going down, it automatically goes to the next one. Okay, remaining all, it's all the same thing. So you can also go for risk mitigation or Babelfish option. So this is going to find out some vulnerabilities or risks that are available in your environment. This is a proprietary thing now. So earlier it was a third party available in marketplace. Now they are giving you this option. I think there is one more vulnerability assessment tool available in your marketplace. I'll give you the name. Okay, so the biggest advantage is you get performance anomalies also detected if there is some database having some slowness or whatever. So this DevOps guru. So see, that is where Amazon is trying to attract the customers and try to migrate it to their own database. See if we are migrating to either Oracle or Microsoft SQL or community source, they are not going to get the full benefit, right? So only if the contents or databases information are migrated to Amazon Aurora, then Amazon is going to get the full benefit of the customer workload. So they are trying to give you these kind of options like vulnerability testing, performance anomaly detection. Suddenly if there is a inclination or there is a change in trend or change in pattern of accessing your accessing your database, if there is performance issues, it will automatically find out which what is causing the issue, and it will give you the recommendation to fix that. Okay, so you can also go for enhanced monitoring. This is available in your other options also, but beyond the metrics, it also gives you the option to go and have a granular monitoring of up to 1 second. So this is available in your Aurora. Additional metrics is also available, and you also have a granular monitoring in Aurora. Okay, you can go up to 1 second. Okay, you can create a separate IAM role to perform the monitoring, and let's see here what are the different options we have. So this is the initial database name which I missed to create. So you have to give a initial database name as when we created earlier. We missed to do that. Okay, so you can give it, and you can also give failover priority. Okay, so what kind of failover preference you want to have, and you can also create a automated backup if in case you want to have automated backup and encryption. And if you want to this is another interesting thing which is available in all the flavors. Okay, auto miner version upgrade, yesterday we discussed about it, right? So there are three different versions segregated or separation in your database engine. So for example, if you have let's say 10.2.5, so this first 10 refers to the major version. So major version will never be upgraded automatically by Amazon. Major version will always be um, upgraded after getting confirmation from your business owner or application owner. And the minor version and patch versions can automatically be upgraded during the maintenance window by Amazon. So if you want to enable auto minor version upgrade, it will automatically upgrade the minor version from version 2 to version 3 or whatever newer version available automatically during that maintenance window what you have given for each of your database instance. So that option is available, and you can also enable deletion prevention to avoid accidental deletion. People are working from remote with um, different network bandwidth. Sometimes they might delete or modify the wrong instance. To avoid accidental deletion or to avoid any impact to your environment, you can also enable this deletion prevention. So that is available. And yeah, mostly if you want to enable lock, you can also enable it. As I told you earlier, there are more locks beyond this. So this is specific to your PostgreSQL. Okay, but the interesting part with Aurora, you don't have to explicitly call out these locks. Okay, so in Aurora, you get all these locks enabled by default. These locks are available for free. Okay, only the additional PostgreSQL related logs you have to pay out as a separate thing. Okay, so let's see if the backup is complete. You can also enable encryption, all these things. Fine. Let me go to the backup. Ref completed. Okay, fine. So you have the backup completed, and you can also go and check the status. Okay, so it creation completion time is this much. So it took only 10 minutes. Okay, so it is quite okay. I mean, the creation time is 10:51. The backup has got completed at 11:01 itself. So you can go to this recovery point objective, and then you can try and copy the backup to your different region, or you can also try and restore the backup content to your new database, or you can restore it on the same database instance as a kind of backup option through which you will be able to restore the content. Okay, let's see what are the options you have. So MariaDB Community Edition, general purpose license. So don't go for higher size; it will cost you. Just go for T3 micro. So don't create a standby instance. That is fine. So you can just give a DB instance name, and you can also create a new VPC if in case you want. Oh no, okay. So it doesn't give you option to create a new VPC when you are restoring it. So you have to go with the default VPC, and you can enable public preference. You can change the subnet group. You can change the availability zone, and all these options are available. You can also bring the tagging, whatever you have in your snapshots or in your backup. So the tags will be copied when you are restoring it. Okay, and you can try and restore it. Okay, so this is all fine. Okay, auto miner. I don't want to enable these things. Don't want to take backup again. So any questions so far from anyone? I think we are already at 11:12. We'll take a small short 10 minutes break. Any questions?
Stan Vinesh here.
Yeah.
So, restoring this,
Mhm.
on the backup will create another RDS instance, right?
Right. Correct.
So, what if, for example, I have a backup,
Mhm.
dated yesterday.
Mhm.
So I want a data from that backup to be restored on the same server. Is that possible?
Same, I don't think. Okay, so you're creating a new database instance from a source DB at a specified time. So specified time is fine. Okay, whatever you are asking, like yesterday's snapshot recovery point or yesterday's backup endpoint, you can just select that ARN and you can restore it. But on restoring it to the same database, let me check. I've never seen that happening because the backup teams never do a override. Let's check that. AWS backup for RDS.
So I know that manual dump-based backup will help
Yeah, that
to
we can
restore
do.
it back.
Yeah, that we can do. Whatever I showed you sometime back, right? That you can do. Yes. So
Yeah,
if you have
yeah.
taken a dump yesterday, you can restore it to that particular point using the import option. So AWS backup. So snapshot is fine. AWS backup for RDS. Restore uh, to the same RDS instance. I've never tried that, but let me check what are the options available. Maybe they might have given this for Aurora, possibly, I'm not sure. Yeah, even if you are taken a dump into your S3, that will support restoring it to the same thing, because restore from S3 option is part of your database. Okay, so in restore multi-instance. So let me check. Okay, I don't think it is available as part of your AWS backup. So whenever you are restoring it, it goes and restores in your. So I just want to check this Aurora cluster. Possibly they might have given it for Aurora. Backstory it does not attach. Okay. Backtrack. Restore backup. DS create. No, it only creates. Okay, so there is no option to restore it on the same thing. So as you said, you can recover it to the same database using export option or the dump option. Maybe you can also try it and let me know if in case we get to understand, we get any other additional options.
Sure, Stan.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
Fine. We'll take a short 10 minutes break. So we are almost closing with the this particular RDS at least. Okay, so yeah, we'll take a small short break and come back. So you can also migrate the data from one data store to another data store. Okay, so either it is because of a disaster, or maybe it is migrating your on-premises